Hey kids! Today we are going to hear the exciting story of Argentina's fight for independence. Get ready for an adventure through history. It all started way back in 1808. Imagine this. French troops invaded Spain and took their king Ferdinand VII as a prisoner. The people in different regions of Spain bravely defended their land and created their own governments to fight the invaders. Now, the news traveled very slowly back then, so when people in Argentina called criollos found out what had happened, they decided to do the same. On May 25, 1810, they formed their own government, because the Spanish viceroy Cisneros couldn't rule in the name of a king who was a prisoner. But the Spanish authorities still had a lot of power in places like Upper Peru, Paraguay, and Montevideo, so the criollos had to organize themselves to defend their new government. General Manuel Belgrano led the troops to Paraguay and later to Upper Peru, Tucumán, and Salta, in the north of what is now Argentina. Since May 1810, the government of the United Provinces of the Rio de la Plata was in the hands of the criollos. Brave leaders like General Belgrano, General San Martin, and Martín de Güemes stopped the Spanish from taking back these lands. But guess what? By 1816, King Ferdinand VII was no longer a prisoner and was back ruling Spain. Many people in Argentina thought it was time to clearly say they didn't want to depend on Spain anymore. So representatives from the United Provinces gathered in a small house in Tucumán to decide something very important. They wanted Argentina to be independent. General San Martin, who was a brave leader in Argentina, was getting ready with his soldiers to fight against the Spanish in Chile and Peru. San Martin wrote a letter to Tomás Godoy Cruz, another leader, asking, "How long must we wait to declare our independence?" After talking for a long time, the leaders made a big decision. They declared that Argentina was no longer part of Spain. This wasn't just saying they wanted to be free. It was a strong promise to create a new country where they could make their own rules and decisions. The words they used in their declaration showed how much they wanted to get back the rights that were taken from them, which means they wanted to be in charge of their own lives. On July 9, 1816, with lots of happiness and pride, the leaders in Tucumán officially said Argentina was independent. This was a very exciting moment for everyone. It was like starting a new adventure to build a country where they could be proud of who they were. This day is still celebrated every year in Argentina, showing how important it is to remember their history and the brave people who made their country free. Every year, the Argentine celebrations include parades, music, traditional dances, and communal gatherings, reflecting the nation's rich cultural heritage. One of the highlights is the locro, a traditional stew that symbolizes unity and the diverse cultural influences that shape Argentina. In schools, children engage in various activities to learn about their nation's history. They create crafts, perform plays, and sing patriotic songs, all of which help instill a deep sense of national identity and pride. Teachers play a pivotal role in bringing this history to life, ensuring that the legacy of independence is cherished and understood by future generations.